Yo, welcome back to Project Gaming. My name is Cal, and today we're going to be looking at the D300 from Jonsbo. So the reason we got this case is one of our current colleagues is using the Lee 411, but we wanted to upgrade, have a fresh look, so we're going to be using this one to replace it. But before we start, please subscribe, like, hit the bell notification, let us know in the comments what you think of the D300 and if it's a worthy replacement for the Lee. And also, if you're in the market for a gaming mouse, please check out Project's Gaming Sleeper. And let's get to unboxing. Now that we opened it up, let's talk about the fans setup that you can do. So on the top, you can run 3 120s or you can do 2 140s. On the back, you can do either 120 or 1 140. And on the bottom, you can do 3, and they essentially support all 120s. So that's the fan setup. So for the front IO, actually this is actually the top IO. We have the power and reset right here, and then we have the audio. And then we have 2 USB 3.0s, and then we have 1 Type-C 3.2 Gen 2. And on the back side, it has support for SSDs and HDDs. You can actually take this plate off. So that's an extra feature. And on the bottom, you also have support for hard drives, so you can also fit a SSD or HDD. And to get access to that, you have a dust filter right here. It's magnetic, and there's 2 screws here. So this is the only dust filter you get on this case. It supports ITX and mATX, but a case of this size, you have to go with the mATX. First things first, want to make sure we get the back plate on for the AIO. So gonna make sure you add this on. We're using the Jonsbo TH-360 ARGB that we did a video on previously. So you want to make sure you use this, the blue ones. Make sure to press these blue tabs or blue cylindricals down. Make sure they're stuck on so they don't fall off. Like that. Since we're using a mATX motherboard, we're missing one of the mounts. So you get it in here. It comes with the case. All right, so we're going to be using a SFX power supply, but something to keep in mind, this case doesn't have an adapter for SFX. So we're going to kind of force the issue here because this is all we have. So we're just going to mount and screw it on just to the bottom like that. We're going to be installing the Jonsbo TH-360. So this AIO is actually quite chunky. So I recommend actually making the connections first before putting it on, because this doesn't actually pop out. So, because once you have the AIO on, it's very difficult to get to the fan headers.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
Okay, so we played around a bit. So ultimately we realized that the only way to make this work is you actually have to take this off, just so it gives you enough clearance over here to plug things in, because with the fans on, it just blocks everything up. So now we're just gonna install the pump. So this pump is actually directional because of the display. So we have to do it like this. Not the best aesthetically, but we have no other choice. So make sure we rip this off. And then there's gonna be a ring that we need. So all we do is here, this ring, and then we snap it on. There you go. So we have here the 25mm ARGB 360. Ooh. All right, one piece, so no lines. Let's install this. to install this fan, you actually have to take off a screw on the back end on the bottom, and then once you get that out, you push it in and then you slide it out, and then that's where you attach the fan. That's the only way to get to these. So early in the video I actually made a mistake, so I actually reversed these two. So now they're in the correct position, so you can see right now all the air, these are all drawing air in the case, and this one is drawing air out of the case. So these holes actually come in clutch, so anything you can't fit through here, you can route them through here and it does the same thing. So good design. So we also did some cable management, so everything is all connected now, all the fans are connected, and now we're going to be installing the last thing, which is going to be the graphic card. Alright guys, there you have it. That's the D300 fully built out. So a couple of things I want to talk about this case if you decide to go and buy it, some of the things to be aware of. In terms of building in it, it's very simple. There's a lot of room for everything and tons of cutouts for cable management. So the only thing that you might run into, and this is just nitpicking at this point, is when you're installing the power cables for the AIO as well as the CPU for the motherboard, you're gonna have to remove the AIO or do it before you install the AIO. So that's something to be mindful of. When it comes to the build quality, I feel like a broken record of saying this, but it's essentially flawless in that sense. And when you look at this case, the size of it, you would think you could fit an ATX, but you actually can't. So the biggest motherboard you can fit in this is mATX. But don't worry, because Jonsbo has a similar case like this. I believe it's called like the TH something. I'll throw it up here. And that one can fit the ATX motherboard with this curved glass. And from my own personal opinion, looking at Jonsbo's range of cases, I believe this one is one of probably the best looking one from my perspective. Another thing is I want to point out is these case fans. So these are like all one piece built case fans, so you don't actually see any lines between them. This is my first time seeing something like this, and I do enjoy this design. And I think a lot of people out there that are looking at case fans, I think you should consider this because it's a very clean look. So as seen earlier in the video, this doesn't support ITX PSU. So if you want to run an ITX power supply, you either have to get a bracket from a third party or buy a PSU that comes with it. So that's it for today. We'll see you guys in the next one. So also please subscribe, like, hit the bell notification, and if you're in the market for a mouse, please check out the Project Gamer Sleeper.